religious gatherings and leisure activities in GCQ areas. Some 3,000 close contacts of PSG members will also receive Sinopharm vaccines under a compassionate special permit. Hog and poultry producers warn that they may have to resort to importation if the price cap on meat products remains. Take a look at the most unique Valentine's gift ideas in Dangwa, Manila. And the final window of the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers in Doha, Qatar will not be pushing through. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. A CBCP official and an infectious disease expert are both backing the further easing of restrictions in GCQ areas. But they are appealing for the continuous observance and enforcement of minimum health protocols. Maricel Halili with a report.
Starting February 15, more churchgoers will be allowed to attend religious gatherings in areas under GCQ. According to a resolution issued by the IATF, churches will be allowed to open up to 50% of their seats. The task force previously restricted places of worship in GCQ areas at only 30% capacity. Pala spokesman Harry Roque said the decision was driven by the improving trend in new infections.
In other words, wala po tayong problema pagdating dun sa ating utilization rate. At syempre po, alinsulit ito sa katotohanan na kinakailangan natin magbukas pa ng ekonomiya dahil kinakailangan magkaroon ng karagdagang hanap buhay.
As restrictions are gradually being eased, the Catholic Church is reminding the public to continue following health protocols. Father Jerome Ceciliano of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines, or CBCP, stressed that the COVID-19 is still a threat. Aside from religious gatherings, the IATF has also approved the reopening of more businesses, including cinemas. According to Roque, the national government and LGUs under GCQ have yet to release the complete guidelines.
Sigurado po yan, nandyan yung social distancing, nandyan kung ano yung isusuot habang nanonood ng sine. No? So, antayin na lang po natin yung mga detaling ito na i-issue ng Department of Health at ng mga lokal na mga pamahalaan.
The reopening of other industries, including driving schools, arcade games, and cultural centers have also been approved. Dr. Ron Jean Solante of San Lazaro Hospital is backing the move of the government to further ease the restrictions. But Solante also reminded the public that protocols should be strictly observed on top of more rigorous testing and contact tracing.
The bottom line here is that it's still important to wear and obey, be compliant with the minimum health protocol that the government has emphasized. The face shield, the face mask, and physical distancing.
For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
COVID-19 cases in the country have surpassed 545,000. The Health Department reported over 2,000 new infections today. That is the highest daily count or daily case count this February. Active cases are now at around 33,000. 26 died of COVID-19 in the past 24 hours, pushing the death toll to almost 11,500. Total recoveries, meanwhile, are now at 500,600, with 300 additional survivors today. The Food and Drug Administration says the use of Sinopharm shots is crucial to President Duterte's health, which is a national issue. Director General Eric Domingo said the Presidential Security Group complied with all the requirements needed for a compassionate special use permit. And with that, PSG staff and their close contacts will be allowed access to 10,000 doses of Sinopharm vaccines.
Ang justification nila is, of course, number one, they are protecting the president, and of course, as part of the personal security of the president, hindi naman sila nakakasunod dun sa mga social distancing protocols. Siyempre talagang malapitan sila. And of course, they also protect the dignitaries that come in contact or have meetings.
Domingo clarified that the PSG hospital, which submitted the application, will be held liable for any adverse effect. The FDA chief also notes that a compassionate special use permit for COVID-19 shots may only be issued to special groups or institutions.
Ang allowed lang na mag-apply for a compassionate special permit would be a specialty group, a specialty society. For example, the Philippine Society of Infectious Disease Physicians, parang ganyan, no? Or Philippine Chest Physicians, or a specialty institution such as a hospital. So in this case, PSG Hospital yung nag-apply. Kung mga halimbawa, vendor ka, nagtitinda ka ng bakuna, or yung commercial, hindi pwede yon.
Here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. The UK variant case in Quezon City, who was initially tagged as a resident of Liloan, Cebu, has tested negative for COVID-19. QC health authorities have conducted contact tracing and over 100 close contacts have been swab tested. Most Filipinos believe that the worst is over with the COVID-19 pandemic based on a social weather station survey taken last November. 69% of adult Filipinos said that the worst is over, while 31% fear that the worst is yet to come. Ang dating Daan founder, Brother Eli Soriano, died at the age of 73, his church announced on Friday morning. The religious organization, however, did not state Soriano's cause of death. We have more stories after this quick break. Stay with us. You are still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Some hog and poultry producers say they might resort to importation since they won't be earning enough with the price ceiling still around. Shyla Francisco with the details.
Retailers in Metro Manila are now also struggling to get chicken from their suppliers, with the price ceiling still in place. Some say that their orders are even cut by more than half.
Benta lang ng manok kasi pinipilit nila na i-ano yung price na 160. Medyo mataas lang talaga yung kuha namin sa manok.
Kulang sa supply ng manok, hinahati-hati na lang yung deliver para magkaroon lang.
Data from the Philippine Statistics Authority show that inventory of broiler chicken, or those used for meat purposes, fell to 53.72 million as of January. That's the lowest in 11 years.
Wala na makuhang sisiw. Sa katunayan, yung ibang mga kumpanya, ang pagkaalam namin, naghahanap na abroad ng dapat maunawaan natin kasi may substitution pressure. Lumilipat ang mga mamimili mula baboy patungo sa manok.
With high production costs pushed up by expensive chicks and soybeans, some producers don't want to raise chickens anymore because they won't earn with the imposed price cap anyway. Producers said they might resort to importation instead.
Gustong ilarawan na ang magmamanok, magbababoy, at saka yung mga nagtitinda sa palengke, at saka yung mga behero, puro nagsasamantala. Hindi naman ganun eh. Kasi kung ganyan ang Department of Agriculture, tapos ang pinapaboran nila yung importation, baka kalaunan na maging importer na kami.
Since local suppliers are unable to comply with the price cap, producers are worried that wet markets will be dominated by imported chicken and pork. More retailers have shifted to frozen meat to comply with the price cap. Some wet markets are reported to be selling 90% imported pork.
Ibig sabihin niyan, direkta ng kakompetensya namin sa palengke ang mga imported na frozen.
They are now asking the Agriculture Department to impose a separate price ceiling on pork imports. Pro-Pork is also opposing the DA's proposal to import the expected pork shortfall of almost 400,000 metric tons. The group says increasing the volume of imports under a lower tariff would hurt the industry even more. They say the tariffs could be used to provide subsidies instead of loans to farmers.
Sino ba namang magbababoy? Ang uutang ay alam natin na anytime pag tinamaan ka ng ASF, ay sarado bankrupt ka. Anong ibabayad mo ro sa utang? Bakit kaagad ang gusto nilang paboran mga importers? So nakalulungkot.
The DA says they are studying additional interventions to help hog raisers cope.
Balancing action. This is both enhancing local production and kung ano yung katulungan yun, ang supply augmentation.
As for chicken supply, the agency will release a report on Monday based on their consultation with stakeholders. Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
The Investigation Bureau says it's too early to say whether there's a cartel manipulating the prices of pork. NBI Criminal Intelligence Division Chief Sixto Comias told the chiefs that the price surge is likely caused by individual traders competing for higher profits. The agency has been tasked to investigate the soaring pork prices amid allegations of market manipulation.
Nagagather pa kami ng ebidensya. Sa ngayon po, sa aking pananaw, wala pa po ako nakikitang kartel na sinasabi yung nag-uusap-usap sila. Pwede pong individual lang po yan.
Still looking for a Valentine's gift idea? Vendors in Dangwa have got you covered. Romel Lopez shows us around the flower market. Hi, Romel. What are your most unique finds so far in Dangwa?
Yes, Sean, vendors here in Dangwa are thinking of unique ways to sell flowers as Valentine's Day draws near. If you're looking for something to literally spice up your Valentine's Day, this silly bouquet is the right one for you. There's also a coffee bouquet for those all-nighters out there. And if you're looking, if you like it to be healthy, why not try the pinakbet bouquet? These are just some of the unusual Valentine's gifts that are being sold here in Dangwa. The prices range from 350 to 500 pesos. Seller Monica Castro said that the tight competition this pandemic prompted her to come up with these fresh new ideas. She says that her bouquets won't only impress the special someone, but are also the most practical. We walked around Dangwa and found bundled flowers that cost as much as 1,800 pesos. Arranged bouquets, meanwhile, range from 400 pesos to 3,500 pesos, depending on the type of flowers. Sean, we talked to some of the buyers here who said that the flowers are just a mere expression of their love to their special someone. But one thing that they promise for a lifetime is their loyalty. Sean?
Well said. Thank you so much, Romel Lopez of News 5 for that update from Dangwa. And in sports, the final window of the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers in Doha, Qatar will not be pushing through. The Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas received a letter from FIBA informing the teams that health officials in Qatar had ordered the suspension of all events hosted there. This is, of course, due to the rising number of COVID-19 cases in the country. The Gilas Pilipinas men's pool has been training in Calamba, Laguna since January 10 and were supposed to fly to Doha tomorrow evening. FIBA is now studying alternatives on how and when the games will be played. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao, and we are One News.